while the box-to-box midfielder will be saddled with the responsibility to go forward and actually create chances with the number 10s in Cunha, Mbuemo, Mount, Ahmad, and Benjamin Sesko. So guys, I think that Manchester United so far is doing well. We have a lot of papers, we have a lot of name on our transfer. Yes, a lot of names are there on our transfer, and we are hearing that Manchester United could be going for Angelo Stiller, we could be going for Adam Wharton, we could be going for Carlos Baleba, we could be going for Joe Bellingham, we could be going for a lot of players are on the radar for Manchester United actually to look into which of these players can get Manchester United out of their midfield problem, right? And in my opinion, I don't think that going abroad to bring in a defensive midfielder would be it. For me personally, I know that Ruben Amorim and Christopher Vivel, Omar Berrada, and Jason Wilcox, I know that they are footballing people. I'm sure it is clear they are footballing people. They have football ideas. They know what to do. You get, but for me, I think that Manchester United have the ability to actually get the players that would serve us. They have the ability to pinpoint the player that will serve us. They've shown it in recent times. Remember, it was deliberated to bring in Benjamin Sesko. It was also deliberated to bring in Sani Lamens. And if you look at it, these two players have made a difference for Manchester United, especially Sani Lamens. He's made Manchester United fans' lives better. Sani Lamens actually has changed the lives of Manchester United fans because we have a goalkeeper who is now very, very assured on the ball, who can do extraordinary things in goal, pick out accurate passes. He's very assured. He can save shots. Look at that Isak save. He saved good balls against Liverpool last week. So there are a lot of positives going with Sani Lamens being in goal. Lots of positive with Sani Lamens being in goal. So I think that it's good. Solomon Thompson, welcome, guy. Welcome. Yeah, appreciate you. If you're seeing me for the first time, this is a Manchester United fan TV. You can do well to click on the subscribe button because everything we talk about here is basically Manchester United. So Solomon Thompson, you're welcome. Yeah, appreciate your presence here. You can join the fan channel. You can subscribe to the channel. A lot of things. Everything we do here is yes, thank you very much, Solomon Thompson. I appreciate that. It is about Manchester United, everything. You can also like the live, click the thumbs up button, like the live, so that the live can go and can gain visibility to other people. We want to just talk about Manchester United, basically, the transfers that the possible transfers that we can get, possible players that we can get. We can get in Angelo Stiller. That's on the radar. We have what's his name again? Adam Wharton. That is on the radar. Carlos Baleba is on the radar. Joe Bellingham is on the radar. There's this Hackney is on the radar. Manchester United will be looking at beefing up our midfield in January transfer window once it opens here. And we think that I personally think that with the players that we've been able to get, right? With the players we've been able to get, I think that Manchester United have been spot on. Yes, they've been spot on with getting in players. If you look at how they got in Sani Lamens and got in Benjamin Sesko and how the turnout these players have given to Manchester United, you will know that they actually were spot on in signing these players. So guys, I think that is perfect. So we cannot actually be naming players for our board members because they know what to actually get. If United can get at least 2 midfielders for next season, we are good to go. I'm telling you that if we get a midfielder, I'm telling you, if we get a midfielder this January transfer window, we will contend for the title. You heard it from me first. If we get a midfielder that a proper box-to-box midfielder, then Bruno Fernandes will be allowed to go up. Yeah. What I need in this, we actually need more in this January summer transfer. The January transfer window will be a midfielder, a CDM, proper CDM, or a box-to-box midfielder, and a wing back. If we get a proper wing back and a proper box-to-box midfielder, Solomon, I tell you that Manchester United will be competing for the title. Yes, because like right now, even with a very bad and with not so good midfield, we are just 3 points off the second place team in the league, which is Man City. We are 3 points. Man City is 16 points. Manchester United is 13 points. Look, imagine that Manchester United actually was won the game at Fulham, because we had opportunity to win the game at Fulham. We had a goal and we got a penalty. So if we actually converted that penalty, Manchester United would have been 16 points, and that will make us sit third, number 3 in the league, and that will give the players a lot of boost. But then we are grateful. We should be really grateful that we actually won the Liverpool game, because I don't know what will motivate the players more than winning at Liverpool. And someone like Adam or Baleba, Bruno Mino would unlock their exactly. This is a very, very valid point, Solomon. A very valid point, because if you look at it, Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Mainu is a good carrier of the ball. Yes, I know he's quite young, but he's a proper carrier of the ball. And he's not so strong in tackling, in winning tackles, in winning duels, but he could be very, very instrumental playing in the number 8 channel. See, I think that we can still use Mainu where Cunha plays, or we could still use Mainu to replace Mount when Manchester United is in the upward trajectory, because Mainu brings us a different profile entirely. He is skillful and he can pick out good passes, and he has that vision for goal. So he could just be the number 10 in waiting. Mainu could be actually a number 10 in waiting, because I don't see his strength. His major strength is not in tackling. His major strength is not in tracking back, but he's very good with going forward, the body feints, pick out passes. You could see what he did against Wolves last season, where Wolves equalized and he took the ball up by himself, beat 1-2 man, and then placed it into the far net. That is what we can see Kobe Mainu do. Remember the FA Cup against Manchester City? Bruno Fernandes assisted him. He was just through on goal. He has an eye for goal. So I'm looking at him being that either number 8 or number 10, because he's a very, very good in those positions. If you remember also the match against Lyon, you could see when he came in, Casemiro played it to him. In those tight corner, he could control the ball and pick out a very good spot, and that was a goal. So I think that getting someone like Baleba or Watson, getting someone like Adam Watson or Baleba would unlock a lot of players at Manchester United, because we would have solidity at the back. We have that solidity. And if we look at a player like Angelo Stiller, Ugarte isn't performing as expected because his passing range fails him a lot. His footballing IQ is low for Ugarte. His footballing IQ is low. That's the problem. Solomon, click on the like. Yeah, try to like if once you like this this live, it sends it to a lot more people, and you can open up a lot more conversations. Yes, if I'm going, let me take up this Ugarte. This Ugarte fails in. He's a good winner of the ball. He can recover the ball properly. But yeah, thank you very much. Ugarte is a good winner of the ball. He can win the ball very well. But the thing is this: Ugarte makes poor decisions whenever he's on transition with the ball. He makes poor decisions, and his passing is poor. The range is also poor. So that is the reason why we might not see much of Ugarte, because Ugarte has to explore and evolve within his game. Because if he continues like that, that's why we need another CDM, because he's not actually up to par. And he's played. This is his second season at the club, or the third season at the club. I think the second season, because we sold Scott McTominay to bring him in. fine. Yeah, this is his second season at the club, and this second season at the club, actually, he's not he's not progressed, and I don't think that Ruben Amorim is trying all he can do. Ruben Amorim is actually trying his best to make sure that he gets him. Yes, Anderson, the Atalanta player Anderson. I think that's a fine. We are also looking at Holtem, Abi Motem, Hoylund, the guy at Sporting CP that played under Ruben Amorim. Manchester United is also looking at him. We feel Manchester United is feeling like he will be the kind of player that will be the kind of player that might just be able to fit in. You say currently United is looking at Anderson. Anderson in the Premier League. Oh, okay. He plays for. Hold on. He plays for Anderson in the Premier League. Yeah, Anderson. Oh, Elliot Anderson. Okay. Elliot Anderson, Nottingham Forest. Okay. I've not actually, Nottingham Forest, Elliot Anderson. The thing is this, English players, if we get English players in our midfield, it will serve us better. Remember the days of Fletcher, remember the days of Michael Carrick, these players, Roy Keane, these players were because they could live up to the ruggedity of the Premier League. And that's why I think that we could actually do well with an English midfielder because of how rugged they are. They can put in those tackles, they can win the balls and go forward. So I think that that is actually fine. But any of them, Anderson at Nottingham Forest, yes. Exactly. Yes, that's the profile of player we'll be looking for. Anderson will be really, really instrumental for us. And I think Adam Wharton. The reason why I like Adam Wharton here is this. Yeah, Adam Wharton looks like he plays like a Spanish boy. He picks out very good line breaking passes, and that is why I like him. The other player, Carlos Baleba. I think Carlos Baleba is more of ruggedity. He picks up the ball, he beats one or two man, he runs through them, and he creates space for the front guys. That is also very excellent. But in a situation where you are not allowed to run, in a situation where you are not allowed to run, these people probably might be packing the bus. A player like Adam Wharton would be very, very instrumental because he would have to be picking out those passes. I've seen Adam Wharton, play it up, play it down, play it sideways, and he's been spot on with the calmness he brings to the team. Everybody might just be on a chaos, but Adam Wharton brings that calmness. He picks up the ball, he controls it, recycles it, creates other ideas for the team. And I think that Adam Wharton has been really instrumental to the progress of Crystal Palace this season. And that is why I think that Manchester United should be looking at him should be serious with looking at him. Yes, I'm going to pick Adam Wharton. Then Manchester United also need to get in a player like Carlos Baleba because we also need that ruggedity. We also need that hard man, someone who would be able to read the game from deep. Read the game properly. We remember Michael Carrick, we remember Darren Fletcher, how they were reading the game, read the game, intercept passes and all of that. So Manchester United, all of these players are on the radar for Manchester United, and we will just be looking at what we can get. We're looking at what we can get. It is very, very interesting, or it is very, very important that we actually get in a midfielder this season. It is very, very important. If we are going to qualify for Europe, we need a midfielder. We need it urgently, so that means the midfielder will come in and give us that balance in the team that we need. Because right now, Ruben Amorim has evolved in his tactics because he's playing to accommodate the players that he have, and we are not playing through the midfield anymore. Manchester United seems to be going longer a lot of times. And I will tell you something that clearly it is a Ruben Amorim tactics, and that is genius. For me, I think that we are not concentrating more on the first balls. Actually, we are concentrating on winning the second balls. And when we win the second balls, it will give us the ability, the chance to create attack in the middle of the park, in the opponent's half. And if we create attack those ways, Manchester United look good. Yeah, we look good to go. And I will be hearing different rumors of Joshua Zexi wanting to leave the club. We've been hearing rumors of Kobe Minu wanting to leave the club. But I'll tell you something on Saturday that I saw, and actually that shocked me a little bit. What I saw with Joshua Zexi and Kobe Minu was they were really, really happy in the Fulham game. They were so, so happy. And I thought that, wow, these are players that have been rumored to want to leave the club, but they are very happy. And I think that the FA Cup, yeah, if I feel we need to give him more chances. Yes, the FA Cup is coming soon. You know, the FA Cup will start soon, and we'll be seeing these players get that these playing times. Because look at it this way: we have only one game every week, one game, and there is no way we'll be bringing what's his name? We'll be bringing Joshua Zexi and Kobe Mainu to to yes, they to actually come and play in these games when we have the players like Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, and all of them. We have more experienced players. We have more the players that can actually give us something good in the play. So the more they aren't played, definitely they will lose form. Yes, yes, actually. But then do you also understand that form is a thing of the mind most times, Form is a thing of the mind. It has to do with the belief in yourself. And I think that the manager would have let them know clearly that their time would come. The FA Cup would commence soon, and Manchester United is in the FA Cup. So we are going to start seeing them play regularly in the FA Cup. Yes, Manchester United will have a lot of games to play in the FA Cup because of where we finished. We finished 15 last season, so we'll have a lot of games to play in the FA Cup because that was what was going to happen in the Carabao Cup, and unfortunately, Grimsby knocked us out, which was, by the way, a very painful loss. But then, it is what it is. I think the league was just starting then, and the pitch and everything. I just would not blame these guys too much, But then the FA Cup is around the corner. When that starts, Manchester United will be playing more, and we are going to start seeing all of the Joshua Zexi. We are going to start seeing Kobe Mainu more. We are going to start seeing other players that are on the bench, all of the Sekukoni and everybody. We are going to see them more. Yes, and they'll be coming in. Okay, he said the media is also playing down the parts whereby they are looking for a spot in the World Cup team. See, like I always say something here, the media is a very, very instrumental tool for against Manchester United. Because tell me why the media would always be about the negatives at Manchester United. The media are the ones to break that Kobe Minu wants to leave Manchester United. He's not happy with his role in the club. The media is the one to also break out that what's his name? Joshua Zexi wants away from the club. The media is always the ones saying all of these things. And these players have never been out to show any sign that they are upset or they are not comfortable or they want to leave the club. These players are usually very happy. And I think that Manchester United knows what they are doing. I'm trusting Ruben Amorim so much. Yes. And if a player like Mainu, if Mainu does not make the World Cup this year, I think he has a lot of time. He's 20 years old. The next World Cup comes when he's 24. Another World Cup comes when he's 28. Another World Cup comes when he's 32. So he has an opportunity to go to 3 World Cups. And I know that going to the World Cup is essential for most English players because they want to represent the Three Lion. I know, and it's a thing of honor to actually go to the World Cup. And Kobe Minu has been an integral part of the English team because when we look at it, he has also played in the Euros, and yes, he was very good in the Euros. So it will be baffling to someone like Kobe Minu as to why he will not be included in the World Cup team if he had played in the Euros and they qualified for the final. Why is he not playing at the World Cup? So I think that Ruben Amorim coming in with his own agenda, coming in with his own style, I think that it affects other players. And I will not blame Ruben Amorim for anything. The reason why I will not blame Ruben Amorim is that the Manchester United board has not been serious up until this moment. Yes, they have not been serious, because you cannot be changing managers every year and expect players to always fit into different managers' agenda. Yes, every player will not be Bruno Fernandes. That's what I'm clear. Every player will not be Bruno Fernandes who fits in every manager's plan. Yeah, someone like Kobe Mainu, Ruben Amorim sees him as a number 10. That's clear. He sees him as a number 10, and he's telling him to fight for his place in the team. And his ability to fight for his place in the team actually would make him a better player. If he's not playing regularly, he won't be added because the English national team is stacked with quality. See, that is why I'm saying Kobe Minu needs to work even harder, because if he goes to the World Cup, how many games he will play? That team they have too many midfielders in the English team. They have any pattern that the manager wants to play, any system the manager wants to play, any way the manager wants to play. There are players who can play every pattern for the manager in England. So I think that Kobe Mainu should be more on working on himself, working on his craft to become even more stronger, because Kobe Mainu, to me, I feel is a little bit slow than all other midfielders. Yes, I think he's a little bit slower. And what I know about Kobe Mainu is his passing. He has eyes for picking out good passes, and he's also very good with controlling the ball and controlling the pace of the game. But when it comes to physicality, he is not there. And this is something that he has to build. He needs to build it because of the club he's playing for, Manchester United. You have to have that physicality because you are going to play a lot of physical games. Because it is Manchester United, you are going to play a lot of physical games. So, you see, if Adam was a United player, he won't get. Kobe Mainu would be number 10. They will be playing Kobe Mainu like number 10, because if somebody like Kobe Mainu does not stand a chance. Kobe Mainu does not stand a chance when you have Adam Wharton and you have Baleba. Kobe Mainu does not stand a chance. So that is why I think that Kobe needs to work a lot more harder to get himself counted. I like his training routines. I like how he trains. I see him a lot more trimmer, a lot more sharper, and I say yes, that is the way to go. But I believe that if Kobe could actually have a little bit of patience, he has the world at his feet. He gives me the vibe of Paul Pogba, but he's not strong. He's not as strong as Paul Pogba. Ruben Amorim, listen, let me tell you something. Amorim also needs to trust them in games. Yes, but the question is this. We have a fan base that wants to win every game. We have a fan base that does not want to experiment with anything. Every game in the Premier League is a final. Every game in the Premier League is a final. So Amorim might trust you. Amorim might put you in the game. Yeah, exactly. The flair of Clarence Seedorf. Correct. You are Baba. You are an OG, man. You are an OG. Kobe Mainu. Ruben Amorim. Has a lot of pressure on him to perform. Our fan base is very toxic. Our fan base is not giving anybody, Ruben Amorim, the chance to actually transition this team properly. And this is the reason why Ruben Amorim would not be looking at experimenting with any player. He wants to get those wins. He's not looking at experimenting with the player. He's not looking at trusting any player and giving him the chance. If you're not performing in the training and you're not convincing him in the training, you are not going to play. It is very simple. You have to convince him. You have to convince him that you are good enough to play so that you can get in. Our fan base is very toxic. You can imagine playing Kobe Mainu and we lose the game. It will not be on Kobe Mainu, it will be on the manager. And a lot of our fans will be on Ruben Amorim out, Ruben Amorim out, Ruben Amorim out. So for Ruben Amorim, there will be no time to actually carry out any form of experiment. That's why he's trying to steady the ship for exactly. You get the point. You actually get the point. First of all, he has to build the belief of the fans to a certain level, and then the young players can start coming in. He has to implement the style, his pattern of play, his style of play, that everyone understands it. And he has to transition this down to the academy, because from the academy, when you promote a player, he already knows the system, he already knows the pattern. He's not coming in to learn, he's coming in to continue from where whoever left stopped. That this is what Alex Ferguson did, building it like that, making sure. That's why it was easy for Alex Ferguson to pick players from the academy and throw them straight into the first team, and they gel automatically, because it's the same thing, it's the same profile, the same lessons, the same teachings, the same everything. You just come in and you know that it's still the same pattern of play. This is what I have to do in any position that I find myself to play in. So that is Manchester United. I feel like Ruben Amorim is trying to make sure that whatever he does at Manchester United lives a longer time. It is not something. If you look at Chelsea is always building new things. If you look at Chelsea now, they are always building new things. When you look at Jurgen Klopp, his team, he arranged his team as a fast playing team. They are fast, they are passing the ball fast, they are running, no time. Before you could actually turn, they don't reach your post, they don't score. But look at Arne Slot. Arne Slot comes in and says he wants to play possession-based attacking football. What did that one mean? What's that kind of? I don't understand possession-based attacking football. He said he wants to play that, and now this is going to affect the players, because the players would have to now start adapting to a new style. And this is not what Ruben Amorim wants for Manchester United. And this is not what me as a Manchester United fan want for Manchester United. I want Manchester United to be a force. We have a pattern of play. We have a style of play. All we need is just to be tweaking it a little bit here and there, adjusting a little bit here and there, in cases where, in peculiar cases. Not that every time we bring in a coach, this one comes in and says he wants to play 3-5-2-1. This one comes in and says he wants to play 4-4-2-3-1. This one comes in and says he wants to play 9-9-1-2-0-8. These are different formations. That was what got Marcus Rashford confused. In as much as I didn't like the character of Marcus Rashford when he wanted to leave Manchester United, but I will give him that benefit of that this got Marcus Rashford confused. Yes, it got Marcus Rashford confused, because today they are telling them 4-3-3. This week they are training 4-3-3. They train 4-3-3 this week, train 4-3-3 the next week. And the upper week, they are telling them you are now going to be playing 4-1-2-2-1. Marcus Rashford going to ask question, okay, 4-4-2-2-1, where I will play? They will not play, you will play inverted striker. Wait, what does that mean? All of those things, they confuse players. The players have to now start taking down details of a different thing. This other one now, what will they do? They don't abandon them. We don't start a new one. Now, one player we talk about, another coach go come tell and say, no be that pattern now. The pattern we want to play is 17-5-2. Marcus Rashford go look them again, 17-5-2. Where do I play in 17-5-2? Before you know it, the Bobo don't lose form. Before you know it, the Bobo don't vex. Before you know it, the Bobo wants to leave Manchester United. I didn't like his attitude. Yes, when he was leaving Manchester United, I felt like his attitude was poor. He purposely did a lot of things to make sure that they get him out of the team, which I didn't think was professional. But at the end of the day, I would understand from Marcus Rashford's point of view, because he made it. He actually had an interview where he said it. He said it in the interview that, listen, Manchester United, we are transitioning, we are building. The next minute, we are in no man's land. Another person go carry bag. Before you know it, don't go carry another one, we go carry bag, fall in. Tell them, say, I'm being a new coach. Oh yeah, we are starting like this again. And it is actually very worrisome, to say the least. It's very worrisome. And this is the reason why I think that Ruben Amorim should be allowed to stay at the club. I am seeing patterns in what Ruben Amorim is doing. I am seeing the patterns. I'm seeing what he's trying to achieve, right? And if we give him time, Ruben Amorim is a very ambitious guy. I want to tell you something. We've played 8 games in this season. 8. And in that 8 games, he has won 4. How many games did Ruben Amorim win last season? He beat Man City, he beat Aston Villa. Who else did he beat last season? Yeah, he beat Man City, he beat Aston Villa. Who else? He drew Ipswich Town. He beat Leicester City. 4. From November to May, he had 4 wins. Are you imagine that? Anyway, according to Ruben, he actually was concentrating more on the Europa League, and that was why he did not mind losing the so many games in the Premier League. He was concentrating on the Europa League. But then look at this season. In 8 games, he's won 4, he's drew 1, and if you look at that one where he draw, if Bruno Fernandes had converted that penalty and with the goal where this guy scored, Lenny Yoro, that would have been 2-1. Manchester United would have won that game, right? If Bruno Fernandes had converted that penalty. And that means we would have been 16 points by now. And Liverpool na the reigning champions. And look at Ruben Amorim, Baba. Do you know that Ruben Amorim has succeeded in beating reigning champions and also beat reigning World Cup champions? Do you know this is a coach that they are telling you is not good? This is a coach that they are telling you to sack. He's beating World Club winners, World Club Cup winners. He's beating the current champions. And somebody is telling you that Ruben Amorim is not good enough. Sack him. I used to say it. You know the media don't keep quiet this week because there's nothing negative to talk about Ruben Amorim. Nothing negative. And if I draw up the analysis, the pre-match analysis of the Brighton game, when I bring it out and when I make the video, you would see it. Yeah. If you are seeing my face for the first time, subscribe and go through all of the videos I've posted. You will see this place. What we are doing here is to create sane Manchester United fans. Manchester United fans that are sane. Manchester United fans that are articulate, Manchester United fans that can read in between the lines and understand what we need to do at Manchester United. We are not even if you are a Dangbana fan and you come into this channel, you are bound to understand that Rome was not built in a day, and this building a team that will compete in the Premier League, in the Champions League, and in the FA Cup. Building a team like that will take us a little time. But I am telling you that Ruben Amorim might not need a longer time. That 3 years, I'm telling you that in 3 years, Ruben Amorim might have just won the league because he's a very ambitious manager. And if we are able to beat Brighton, Brighton is also in a good form. If we are able to beat Brighton, that gives us 16 points. That takes us up again because there will be people who will lose games, and Manchester United will still climb up again. And that is how the trajectory will continue until we get to the January transfer window and get a proper CDM. Let us do that in the January transfer window. It is important. The Ineos knows this. That is, it's very, very important. We see if we get these midfielders and these wing backs, and that Harry Maguire might just be playing his last season for Manchester United, because at this age now it will be difficult to give Harry a long-term contract. So there are rumors that Manchester United is looking at Diamande, Ousmane Diamande, the former he plays for Sporting CP. We hear that we are hearing that Manchester United might just be looking for him, and center backs are very important to Ruben Amorim. This is something that we know clearly. Center backs are really, really important to Ruben Amorim, and this, if we actually get in a ball playing center back, Manchester United looks like a club that has got a very good future. I would love United to keep him. He experienced mentality. Yes, exactly. See, that is why I think that Highest that they will give him, they give him 2 years. If they give him 2 years, then they go get another center back. Then Amorim will become an Harry Maguire will become an understudy to this to the whichever center back they bring in. Harry Maguire will become an understudy, because right now the reason why I actually like Harry Maguire is this: he has weathered the storm and he came out. His contract talks are ongoing and he has accepted to cut his wages. Okay, then we'll look up that here. We'll look up that, and if he has actually accepted to cut his wages, perfect, perfect. And this is, listen, and this is another thing we have to give E-News credit for, because a lot of players that were not performing were on really high wages at Manchester United. Look at Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho did not want to leave Manchester United because of the amount of money he was earning at the club. And Jadon Sancho looks like a player that has accepted that he's not going to be great again. So this money when he collect for Manchester United, and make sure say he collect unto the last penny, because he's not going to get that kind of offer again. Look at him now, shipped to Aston Villa. Jadon Sancho, I'm not sure he has played 30 minutes of football for Aston Villa. I don't know what is wrong with him at Aston Villa, and it's just funny. Also, this other guy, what's his name? Anthony. I'm not getting many news on Anthony. Last season, Ruben Amorim was being blamed. Anthony, these people are performing and all of that. But then, the season has started. They need to perform now. They need to perform for their various clubs. This is why I keep telling people, don't let Ruben Amorim go, because all of the decisions he's made have been spot on. Look at the players he let go. Look at Alejandro Garnacho. Can Garnacho lead that Chelsea team? It's impossible. Garnacho cannot lead that Chelsea team. How come he wants to lead at Manchester United? Exactly. Now look at Garnacho at Chelsea. Garnacho at Chelsea cannot lead that team. It is impossible. So someone that cannot lead Chelsea wants to lead Manchester United. Look, the only player performing right now is Marcus Rashford. And Rashford now, for Manchester United, at Manchester United, Rashford was performing way better than he's doing at Arsenal right now. At Barcelona right now. Rashford is not. See, people are hailing Rashford, because the reason why people are hailing Rashford is because Ruben Amorim sent him out, and Marcus Rashford fans are amplifying everything to make it look so big. What is Marcus Rashford doing? At Manchester United, why did Marcus Rashford not accept to play as a winger and be creating chances for other people to score? Now he goes to Barcelona and he's now square playing. He's now playing for other people to score. While at Manchester United, he wanted to be the glory hunter. He wanted to be the one to score all the goals. By so doing, putting Manchester United at risk. Exactly. Look at Garnacho. This is a player that a lot of Manchester United fans were insulting Ruben Amorim for. Garnacho. He is at Chelsea now. He should perform there. At least he claims to be loved. Let him perform there. He's at Chelsea now. See Marcus Rashford at Barcelona is working 2 times as hard. The other day he was suspended because he came to the meeting late. He came to team meeting late. He was suspended. Suspend Marcus Rashford at Manchester United, and he starts throwing tantrums. And he starts murmuring. He starts giving out information to people, and that is not what we need at Manchester United. See, I am not against Marcus Rashford performing at Barcelona. I want Barcelona to come and buy him. He's not supposed to be loan. Buy him outrightly. If Madrid have money, they should come and collect him. After all, there was a time he was compared to Mbappe. Let them come and collect him and let him be there with Mbappe. But at Manchester United, you have to be disciplined. If you're not disciplined, you cannot play for the club. It is very clear. You have to be disciplined. Manchester United is a very big brand, and Manchester United did not become a big brand just because we wanted to become a big brand. It was through sweat, it was through blood, it was through sacrifice. People played their hearts out for Manchester United to become Manchester United, and you will not come to Manchester United to be forming Lord and Savior when you have not really done anything. What has Marcus Rashford? Has he spearheaded Manchester United to win the Premier League? Did Marcus Rashford spearhead Manchester United to win the Champions League? What did Marcus Rashford actually do at Manchester United that made him feel like he is a god at United? Nothing. But we were overpaying him. And this is a problem with the Glazers. We were overpaying him. Dan Ashworth came to Manchester United, and Dan Ashworth was buying everything he saw in the market. He was overpricing everything. Overpricing everything. Imagine Dan Ashworth wanting to bring Graham Potter to Manchester United. Exactly. This is the only team in England aside Liverpool that played and gained the prominence they have through football heritage. Exactly my point. People laid their lives down to make Manchester United what it is. Alex Ferguson got on the toes of people to make Manchester United what it is today. People fought. People gave everything. Then you will not come at Manchester United, a young Marcus Rashford, wanting to become alpha and omega at the club when you are not giving anything. You're not sacrificing anything. You're not giving. It's a problem. And this was the problem Dan Ashworth and the Glazers put Manchester United in. Look at a player like Harry Maguire now, wanting to take a pay cut. Yeah? Because he knew. Harry Maguire knows that, you see this salary, he is not even worth it. Because, okay, look at a lot of people saying now. A lot of people are saying now that because Harry Maguire scored that goal. Harry Maguire scored the goal. Harry Maguire scored the goal against Liverpool, and it looks really, really fantastic, right? But the thing, a lot of people are now talking about Harry Maguire becoming a captain at Manchester United. A lot of people are now talking down on Bruno Fernandes as the captain of Manchester United. Listen, Harry Maguire was given the armband. Harry Maguire, that armband became too heavy for him. He started misperforming. Yes, but Bruno Fernandes wore that armband and became the best player at Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes wore the armband and was giving everything for the club. And somehow, somebody thinks that he wants to. Harry Maguire should be the captain of the club, and Bruno Fernandes whines and all of that. Say, listen, I'll tell you something. I'm not a supporter of Bruno Fernandes complaining every time, but that does not make him a bad captain. Soldier go, soldier come, barracks remain. Manchester United is an entity that lasts forever. You know, players will go. We've seen better players go. We were not ready. We were not ready to let Eric Cantona go at the time he left Manchester United, with all of the problems surrounding him and the English FA. We were not ready to let him go. A lot of Manchester United fans were upset with Sir Alex Ferguson when David Beckham was leaving Manchester United. A lot of players left Manchester United. Even Mike Schumacher, our goalkeeper in the 1999 treble winning season, he left, and people were not happy. So when you look at Manchester United and look at all of the players Ruben Amorim has removed from Manchester United, you will justify it because they've gone elsewhere. They've shown it. Marcus Rashford now is playing to instruction. Where we say for Manchester United, he was not playing to instruction. He wanted to be the boss of that team. He wanted to be the manager. He wanted to be the captain. He wanted to be the instructor. We all saw how much Eric Ten Hag gave to Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford was not performing game in, game out. Eric Ten Hag kept playing him. Marcus Rashford was very selfish with the ball, not playing passes, not feeding strikers, not giving anybody. He wanted to score all by himself. A lot of us saw that. And somehow, Marcus Rashford goes to Spain, gets 2 or 3 assists, and somebody thinks Ruben Amorim is at fault. That is not how it works. Manchester United is bigger than any player. So, with all of that said, we look like a team going in the right direction. If you look at exactly, bro, because there were a lot of times Højlund will run in, make very good runs. Marcus Rashford sees Højlund in facing an empty net, and Marcus Rashford will still want to take the shot himself. Garnacho did the same thing. Garnacho was very selfish. He did the same thing. It cost Manchester United a lot. Look at how Manchester United have transitioned from Anthony, Garnacho, Sancho, Rashford to Šeško, Mbeumo, Cunha, Mount. Look at the upgrade. Look at that upgrade. These guys are serious ballers. We could see what Cunha was doing on the pitch against Liverpool last week here. He went in there, he held the ball, he protected the ball, he was so strong. We know Cunha have not gotten his goal, and I am sure he's going to get his goal. But Cunha gives us a lot more than Marcus Rashford or Anthony or Sancho would have ever given to Manchester United. And that is a massive upgrade. So Manchester United, so sometimes I want to talk to Manchester United fans and let them to know that, guys, whatever it is that you think you know, you are just a fan. The board is doing way better than you. Look at our board. Our board is bringing players. Look at this season. Let us use this season to look at the players the board has brought in. The board brought in Sani Lamens. The board brought in Benjamin Šeško. They brought in Mbeumo. They brought in Matheus Cunha. Look at these players. They happen to be the best players on the pitch now for Manchester United. They happen to be the best. Now let us look at Manchester United defensive future. We have Aiden Heaven. We have Lenny Yoro, right? And we are going to get another center back. Look at Luke Shaw yesterday on Sunday. His performance, it was top. I took my time. I was looking at all of Luke Shaw's tackles, and I felt like this guy is going back to the prime Luke Shaw we used to know. And somehow he is not injured yet. Somehow Ruben Amorim is beginning to know how to manage these players so they will not get injured, because they are very important players for Manchester United. Lisandro Martinez will be back soon. I am very happy. I am actually very happy with Lisandro Martinez coming back very soon. I'm very, very happy, because I know that we are going to be seeing a different setup in that defensive line, a different setup in that in the middle of the park. Yeah, I look at his man management and injury. I tell you, he's bothered about these players, and that is why you see him trying to manage the time they play, because he does not want them to get injured, because these guys are very instrumental to what Ruben Amorim is trying to achieve this season. Mason Mount, Sani Lamens, Mbeumo, Cunha, all of them, including Casemiro. All of them, he wants to manage, he wants to make sure that there are no injuries. And that's why I give it up for Ruben Amorim. I think that he is a very, very important person for Manchester United, and he is the coach to do it for Manchester United. So tomorrow we'll be here again to discuss the Manchester United versus Brighton game. We are going to be looking at head-to-head. We are going to be looking at what Manchester United can do. We are going to be looking at Brighton's form in this season, and their important players, and what we can be expecting, their pattern of play, their style of play, the instructions, most of the detailed instructions that will come out from the game. We are going to be looking at all of that tomorrow when we come here again. I want to thank everybody. Solomon Thompson, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for tuning in, and all of you who were viewing without commenting. I want to say thank you also to all of you. We have done about we have done about 1 hour here. Tomorrow we'll be here 3 o'clock. And but there's something here. There's something I want to say quickly. We are building actually a family here. This is a fan base. I am a fan of this TV. You are a fan of this TV. We are all trying to build a fan base of Manchester United fans who are sane actually, so that whoever comes into this place actually will become a new Manchester United fan, knowing how to support the club. Because I don't like it when I'm seeing everywhere, when I'm seeing player fans who claim to be Manchester United fans. There are people who are fan of Jadon Sancho. Because Jadon Sancho is playing for Manchester United, they claim to be Manchester United fan. And if Jadon Sancho falls out with the club, they support Jadon Sancho and they bully Manchester United. Here we are Manchester United fans. Every player that comes to the club is a player for Manchester United. If you are leaving, you leave. We are supporting the club Manchester United. So guys, so you can tell me a time frame that is better. I think that we can do the live between 4 and 6 p.m. I think so that time will be enough to actually analyze everything with Manchester United. We can do it tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. I hope you'll be free, Mr. Solomon. I appreciate you. Everybody here, 4 to 6 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be here again to talk about everything Manchester United. The game against Brighton, we have to analyze it. We have to look it up, look at everything. And, yes, of course. We will, we are taking it gradually. We'll be discussing every part of football. But first of all, we are discussing our darling club, Manchester United. But then, we'll add Champions League, yeah. We'll add Champions League. We'll pick a few teams, and we are going to be analyzing in the Champions League section. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you. Solomon, I appreciate you. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, Solomon, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody watching this broadcast. We will be here again tomorrow, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. We will talk about, I'm Solomon, I promise you, we are talking about Champions League. Well, I'm going to see the games today. Yeah, I'm going to see the games today, and I will talk about I'm just here to give everybody the information. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. God bless all of you. We'll see you again tomorrow. Peace and love.